After decades of enslavement, the Giths, meaning the followers or children of their great leader Gith, managed to overthrow their masters, the mind flayers or illithids. In an ironic twist of fate, the Giths then began their endless war against the mind flayers by hunting them. Unfortunately, due to conflicting beliefs on how to forge their race's new civilization after gaining freedom, two groups distanced themselves from one another to pursue different agendas. These are the Githyanki and the Githzerai. The Githyanki are motivated by revenge and corruption, where they take whatever they want while hunting mind flayers in the process. They have forged their home in the city of Tunaroth on the Astral Plane, where time doesn't pass. The Githzerai, on the other hand, are pacifists who believe that secluding their people is the path to success, not conflict. They currently reside in a stronghold on the plane of Limbo, a chaotic neutral plane. In this Baldur's Gate 3 lore video, we will focus on the Githyanki race, the red dragons who accompany them, and the theories of what their goals are in the game.
A monster forms inside us, and you think to be idle. I knew your kind to be fragile, but I didn't foresee the severity. Be quick about your rest. We must locate a Crèche.
Welcome to Content Critters. If you're interested in more Baldur's Gate 3 lore and news, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell to receive notifications when new videos go live. Without further ado, let's begin. During the war against the Mind Flayers, Vlaakith, Gith's advisor, made a suggestion to seek out allies from different planes to aid them. She specifically advised her to speak with Tiamat, the Queen of Evil Dragons. And so Gith ventured into the Nine Hells to form an allegiance, but she never came back. Instead, Ephemelon, the Red Dragon envoy, relayed the news that Tiamat had agreed to let her Red Dragons become servants to the Githyanki's cause against the Mind Flayers while keeping Gith hostage in the Nine Hells. In addition, Vlaakith was to take Gith's place as ruler until her return. Vlaakith commands the Githyanki from the Palace of Whispers located deep inside the city. She sits on her throne of bones, which is made up of slaughtered Mind Flayers' skulls. She is their Lich Queen and supreme ruler whom nobody dare oppose. Having defeated numerous Mind Flayers, the Githyanki takes their place as the sovereigns of the material plane. This leads them to believe that all of the worlds in the material plane are eligible for plundering whenever they please. The soldiers and knights who are selected for raid missions consider it a huge privilege as they get to serve their queen. To further honor Vlaakith, they slaughter creatures and loot their possessions. The Astral Plane, a timeless realm, became their home as needs such as food and water could be ignored. From birth, young Githyanki immediately undergo rigorous military training which involves mastering psionic and physical abilities to fight and die for their queen in the future. They are also heavily indoctrinated on how important it is to serve Vlaakith. They are raised in hidden creches on the material plane where they can grow. Given how unforgiving the training is, only the best survive. To weed out stronger Githyanki from the weaker ones, fights to the death are necessary. As part of their final test to serve the Lich Queen, it is the adult Githyanki's duty to slay a Mind Flayer as a sacred rite of passage before joining the others in the Astral Plane. Under the agreement between Gith and Tiamat, a small number of red dragons serve as aid to the Githyanki knights and warriors without interfering in politics nor offering any sort of advice. Both the Githyanki and the dragons are prohibited from using their abilities against one another. These dragons start serving their Githyanki masters at a young age. When they reach adulthood, they are replaced with younger dragons. In return, they will take the accumulated loot from raids. Since these dragons don't age in the Astral Plane, they don't grow to become stronger creatures. They remain loyal to those who treat them fairly. In one of Baldur's Gate 3's cinematic trailers, we see Githyankis with their red dragons coming out of a portal, presumably from the Astral Plane, to chase after a Mind Flayer and the victims who are inside the Nautiloid. The chase goes on for a while where the dragons have managed to attack and to unleash fire breaths, in the hopes of destroying the murky pool inside containing tadpoles and the Elder Brain, which is the intelligence that guides and unites all Mind Flayers. In another gameplay video, Lae'zel claims to be a part of the Githyanki Crèche, a training ground and place for shelter in Stardock. According to Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage in 1492 DR, a few years prior to the events that take place in Baldur's Gate 3, the Githyanki from this Crèche launched an attack against the remaining Mind Flayers residing in Sea Deeps. To give a bit of background, these Mind Flayers were led by an illithid named Extremiton. Illithids are extremely rare Mind Flayers who are known to possess extraordinary gifts of strength and intellect. This colony was warned by the Elder Brain to flee from their home in the Underdark due to an attack led by the Githyanki. This left them under the threat of extermination, so they established a colony in Sea Deeps. It is highly possible that only a few Mind Flayers remain in Baldur's Gate 3 because of this incident. In addition, you will also see Lae'zel convincing Astarion and the entire party to either join her or die. She claims that her people possess a cure for this tadpole infection. How interesting would it be if while looking for a Crèche, Lae'zel and the party stumble upon members of the Astral Plane? The Astral Plane is an organization whose aim is to end the war between the Githyanki and the Githzerai, thereby allowing them to once again be united as Giths. The members work in secrecy to recruit like-minded individuals and to establish a proper army. Its highest-ranking advocate is Zetcher. It's also interesting to note in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes that when both races team up against the Mind Flayers, they could conceivably tip the balance in their favor, but until then, the goal to completely eradicate them will remain unachieved. This also points to another possibility of exterminating the Mind Flayers if the Astral Plane are indeed in Baldur's Gate 3. Will the Githyanki and Githzerai be reunited in Baldur's Gate 3? What are your theories for the Githyanki race, the Red Dragons, and Lae'zel? Let me know in the comment section below. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again next week for more Baldur's Gate 3 lore.